Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am going to get myself organized. I'm sorry we had a little hitch in the plans this evening, a little issues, and good to go. So good evening and welcome to the Town Board of the Town of Austin Legislative Session for Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Got it. It didn't move.
I pledge allegiance to
The flag
of the United
States of America
and to
and
the
the republic
for
which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Councilmember Feldman,
Present.
Councilmember Meyer,
Present.
Councilmember Shaw,
Present.
Councilmember Wiltshire,
Present.
Supervisor Lavenberg.
Present.
We have our public hearing today on the 2022 town preliminary budget.
Thank you. So first up on our agenda is the public hearing on the 2022 preliminary budget for the town of Austin. Before I open it up to comment from the public, I want to thank our department heads, our comptroller Dale Brennan, our deputy comptroller Liz Nakari, and our budget director extraordinaire Victoria Caffarelli for all of their great work this budget cycle. We've discussed the 2022 budget in public at a couple of meetings, and it has been posted on our website for some time now. And we are very proud of what we have put together. We're hopeful that we have been able to achieve a good balance of providing necessary services to our constituents while not breaking the bank, making sure to keep increases for taxpayers in check. We're looking forward to another year of doing great work for the town, and this budget will be the backbone of those efforts. Are there any members of the public who would like to comment on the 2022 budget at this time? If so, please raise your virtual hand.
I'm not seeing any hands raised at the moment.
All right, so not seeing any hands raised. I want to say thank you. We are scheduled to adopt the 2022 budget at our December 14th legislative session. There will be one more opportunity for the board to discuss in public any changes that are made between now and then. However, we do not anticipate any major changes that have not already been discussed in our budget work sessions, which are available now for public viewing on our YouTube channel. So if I could have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Fantastic. All right, so
Dana, can you hear me?
yes, I can, very well. And I heard you make the motion.
I didn't.
Can you hear me? Now you're frozen though, for some reason. But up until that moment, I heard you. But now, Councilman Wiltshire, you are frozen in space and time. Hopefully you will be back shortly.
Okay.
Okay, oh, now I can hear you again.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys seem to be fading out and then come back. I don't know if it's me or it's you.
I think it might be you because I think the rest of us are still moving, but you were frozen.
Okay.
So it might be your signal is, maybe
Yeah,
a little-
we've been having trouble all week.
okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
So what difference does that make to you?
And so I'm gonna launch into announcements, unless you have anything else, Councilman Wiltshire, you're okay? Okay, hopefully you're a little frozen again. Well, hopefully I'll be back more permanently. So first of all, very exciting. I want to congratulate the villages of Ossining, numero uno, and Havistraw across the way on the very exciting announcement made yesterday that both of these communities, Village of Austin being ours, are the latest recipients of the Downtown Revitalization Initiative funding with, drumroll please, although you already know, $10 million allocated to both downtowns for revitalization projects. Governor Kathy Hochul was in Austin yesterday, sitting right in front of me with the official giant checks. This is sure to be transformative for the entire Austin community. Congratulations to Mayor Rika Levin and the entire village board, village manager Karen DeTore and her team of assistant village manager Maddie Zahach and project manager Jamie Hoffman for this great accomplishment. We know also, I'm sure Dale was involved pulling some numbers together somehow, and none of this would have been possible without the hard work of prior village boards and administrations and our very dedicated small business community for believing in and investing in Austin before we were DRI famous. So we're really super excited about that. I do see that there is one member of our public who had reached out, and I didn't have a chance to reach back out today. She's on our Recreation Advisory Board, and she wanted to know if we would have anything to say about the spending, and that is not the case since it is a Village of Austin award, although I know that we will be looped in and partner with the village in some way, shape, or form, and we're looking forward to helping in whatever we can to make sure that that money does really help boost all of our economies. And it, really doesn't happen in the town without the village. So we're very excited for all that's going to be new and great to Austin. Speaking of small businesses, get ready for Small Business Saturday, because that $10 million is only going to go so far. Make your plans to shop local this holiday season, and it will be extra fun this year with the Austin Small Business Saturday scavenger hunt. Pick up a scavenger hunt card at one of the participating businesses on Black Friday, November 26th, or Small Business Saturday, November 27th, while you're out shopping, and you could win prizes from these great local spots. The participating businesses are Woods Bar and Grill, The Tasty Table, Westchester Cell Phone and Computer Repair, Shine Salon and Spa, Good Choice Kitchen, Sing Sing Kill Brewery, Mike Risco Music, DeMartin's Barbershop, and Shellmark Wine and Liquor. Other local gift fairs will include the Austin Elks Lodge Christmas Boutique and Melita's Home Furnishings Holiday Fair, both set for this Saturday with lots of beautiful homemade local gifts. I also signed a proclamation making Saturday, November 27th, officially Small Business Saturday in the town of Austin. We have so many great local small businesses to support throughout the town of Austin, so please do so this year. Many small business owners have struggled throughout the pandemic, and when you shop small, you support your friends and neighbors. Next week, we do not have a town board meeting scheduled, so here are some more events happening in early December. Assemblywoman Sandy Galiff will be holding a virtual senior forum on Wednesday, December 1st from 10 a.m. to 12 noon via Zoom or telephone. The meeting ID for this meeting is, get your pen ready, 823-5370-7438. And also note the passcode is 936-553. Easier than that, just call her office at 941-1111 in the 914 area code. So that one's real easy to remember if you didn't have your pen handy. And they'll give you all the deets. The Bethany Arts Community is celebrating their third annual fundraiser on December 3rd on the 3rd at 7 p.m. Enjoy an evening of cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, music, exhibits, art, auction, silent auction, and more to support the phenomenal Bethany Arts Community and their mission right here in the town of Austin. Buy tickets at bethanyarts.org. Westchester Collaborative Theater is back on stage and will be celebrating its grand reopening starting on Friday, December 3rd, another December 3rd event, with Diners, Dives, and Dreamers. But there's other nights you can see these. With a lot of familiar Austin faces on stage and behind the scenes too. Grab your tickets now. WC Theater, spelled the normal theater way, not RE, but ER.org. So WC Theater, THEATER.org. Beyond shopping, celebrations for the holiday season are officially here with a lot of great events lined up in Austin and Briarcliff on Thursday, December 2nd at 5 p.m. Austin's menorah lighting will take place in Market Square, although I hear there will be no donuts served this year, or stufganiyot, if you know that word. It's sure to be a beautiful evening to mark the Hanukkah holiday. The Market Square tree lighting will then take place on Friday, December 3rd, another December 3rd event at 6:30 p.m. The event starts with a performance by the Mike Risco Band, followed by the official tree lighting and a special visit from Santa for pictures. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell how, but it's going to be different this year and it's going to be special. Then on Sunday, December 5th, the Briarcliff community will be holding its annual community bonfire and holiday sing-along at Law Park starting at 4:30 p.m. In this time of gratitude and giving, we hope you will be able to take a moment to learn about potential life-saving gifts you may be able to give to help others. On December 7th, we will be holding an event called the New Giving Tuesday, a day of learning about organ and tissue and bone marrow donation. Join us online for conversations with experts and local residents whose lives and families have been impacted by treatments made possible by people just like you. We hope the spirit of the day will move you to sign up to be a donor if you can, and there will be opportunities to learn more about how you can enroll as an organ and or tissue or bone marrow donor. More information and online registration links will be forthcoming in a separate email from us and on our Facebook and Instagram profile, so stay tuned. Of course, we know there are so many who cannot afford gifts for their children. We encourage you to please participate in any or all of the many toy and gift and warm clothing drives that are taking place. Open Door is accepting toys through Thanksgiving at the Briarcliff Manor Public Library. They have a list of preferred gifts, which can be found on their website or through the link in my supervisor's update on the Town of Ossining website. I know that Neighbors Link is also accepting gifts, and they also have like an Amazon shopping list that you can do, or you can drop stuff off at their location in Ossining. Mike Risco Music is collecting new hats, gloves, scarves, and mittens at their shop and at the Tasty Table. Ossining Boat and Canoe Club, I think will have their boxes out soon, if not already. And I know that Councilman Feldman will update us on that. So, and I know I saw the Toys for Tots box was dropped off at the clerk's office. I saw it there today. I'm not sure if I missed it yesterday, but we do have that available as well. Do you want to comment right here and now, Councilwoman Feldman, on the boxes for Boat and Canoe Club?
Sure. So, so far we have one that's going to be going into Risco Music. We have one already at Penny and Ting, one at the Ossining Elks Club on Croton Avenue, and one at the school district office out on Executive Boulevard.
Okay.
So, and there are many more coming. Value Drugs always has one. Fred's Auto Repair always has one. So there are many more coming.
All right, that's great. In and around town, village, Briarcliff, you can find those boxes. So pick up your toys, shop local, and give. As we gear up for the start of the holiday season with Thanksgiving this Thursday, please remember, we really have been seeing an uptick in COVID cases. So please get your COVID-19 vaccine or booster if you're eligible, which is anybody right now who's had their first round and is 6 months out from that. And also your flu shot. These are our best protections against getting sick this holiday season and protecting our loved ones who may be immunocompromised or too young to get vaccinated. There are many options to get vaccines, including our very own Ossining Volunteer Ambulance Corps and many local pharmacies and healthcare providers. If you do plan on traveling to visit family this week, it is not a bad idea to get tested before and after traveling. OVAC also has free rapid testing available at their headquarters, as do our wonderful local pharmacies and healthcare providers. You can even purchase an at-home testing kit now, which is convenient for added precaution as you celebrate the holidays. Please, let's all do our part to try to stay as safe as possible and avoid post-holiday outbreaks. That is it for my announcements. Do my board colleagues have anything to add? Okay. All righty. So with that, we're going to move into liaison reports, and if there are any of those. And hearing none of those, we're going to go right into public comment on our agenda items only. So anything that's on our agenda that we're going to be voting on tonight, if you have comment on any of those items, please raise your virtual hand so you can be recognized. I'm hearing crickets and I'm seeing no hands raised. So with that, I think the crickets are coming from Martha's screen because they must be like hiding in the flowers or something, maybe in the trees behind Liz. Okay, so with that, we're going to go right into our board resolutions, and I will ask our Deputy Town Clerk, Martha Quitasaka, to take us through.
Okay, approval of minutes, regular meeting, November 9th, 2021. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining hereby approves the November 9th, 2021 minutes of the regular meeting as presented.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed?
Okay, approval of voucher detail report. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining hereby approves the voucher detail report dated November 23rd, 2021 in the amount of $763,592.52.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
So this voucher run is a bit higher than we usually have because this check run includes payments to our contractors currently working on the much needed infrastructure improvements underway on McCarthy Drive and Morningside Drive. The check run also includes our December health insurance payment, and these items combined add up pretty quickly. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed?
Okay, finance capital project number 2021-5232 adjustment 2021 Morningside Drive and Court Paving Town Highway. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining authorizes adjusting 2021 capital project number 2021-5232 entitled 2021 Morningside Drive and Court Paving for the Town Highway Department within an original project budget of $920,600 for paving, stripping, and curbing on Morningside Drive and Morningside Court to $975,950. The project will be funded from New York State CHIPS, Pave New York, and EWR grant funding for paving/stripping and New York State multimodal grant funding for concrete curbs. The additional amount of $55,350 will be funded from highway fund balance.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
So as the repaving and curbing project got underway on Morningside Drive, some additional work was identified to improve the drainage on the roadway, requiring additional funds to be allocated to the capital project. I have to say, I just drove there today and the curbs look pretty fantastic. I don't know if anybody's had a chance, but it's looking very, very wonderful.
It looks nice.
Confirmed by neighbor. Fantastic. Yes, it does. It's looking really good, and it's hopefully going to help the drainage on that road. And also having the concrete curbs means that they won't have to get replaced every year. So this is going to be good news indeed. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed?
Okay, personnel status change office assistant. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining converts the employment status of Alicia Santucci Austining from part-time 17.5 hours per week to full-time 35 hours per week in her position of office assistant auto systems effective December 9th, 2021. And be it further resolved that due to Ms. Santucci's change in employment status, the town board also increases her salary to a prorated annual salary of $51,031 for the remainder of 2021, effective December 9th, 2021.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
So Alicia has been working in our highway and cemetery departments for a few years now, and she'd always been working part-time. She's been a great addition to the team, and as a result has taken on additional work over time. So it is high time we extend her hours so she can keep up with all the work that is needed for the town. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you.
Agreement, Northwell Center for Workplace Health and Wellness. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining authorizes the supervisor to sign an agreement with North Shore LIJ Occupational Health PC, New Hyde Park, New York, doing business as a Center for Workplace Health and Wellness for occupational health and wellness services for town of Austining employees, subject to approval by council to the town as to form.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
The town is required to provide some occupational health and wellness services to our employees, including some vaccinations. Northwell Health, our great partner at Phelps Hospital, provides these services, so we are happy to be working with them to provide them to our staff. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Resolution in support of the Birds and Bees Protection Act, New York S699B, Holman and Al / A7429. Sorry if I butchered the name. Ellenberg et al. Whereas the Birds and Bees Protection Act concerns us of neonicotinoids or neonics, which is a classic of neurotoxic pesticides that includes. There's a lot of long words here. I'm gonna try my best. Imidacloprid, thymine-toxin, clotantine, dinotherapin, and acid tamperid. And whereas research shows the widespread use of niconics in a leading cause of declines in honeybees, as well as wild pollinators, and a threat to birds, fish, and entire ecosystems. And whereas New York's agricultural economy depends on healthy populations of bees and other pollinators to produce valuable and healthy foods like apple, squash, tomatoes, cherries, and other top crops, worth an estimated $439 million annually. And whereas the United States Environmental Protection Agency and other independent research has found the neonics to harm human health, and the Center for Disease Control and Prevention have found that half of Americans are regularly exposed to neonics, and whereas federal and state water testing has detected neonics, I think I'm pronouncing it right, in waters across New York State, with 30% of Long Island groundwater samples containing anionic. And whereas a recent Cornell University review of over 1,100 peer-reviewed papers on neonics and cost-benefit analysis of neonics against their likely alternatives, Cornell report concluded that neonic treatments on corn, soybean, and wheat seeds, which account for roughly 3/4 of all neonic use in New York agriculture, produce no overall net income benefit to farmers using them. And whereas the Cornell report also found that non-agricultural turf and ornamental neonic uses, with the exception of certain treatments for invasive species, were similarly unneeded or replaceable with safer, effective alternatives. The bill would 1. Prohibit sale and use of neonic treated corn, soybean, and wheat seeds effective January 1st, 2024. 2. Prohibit non-agricultural use of neonics on turf and ornamental plants effective January 1st, 2023. And 3. Require the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, DEC, to consider designated other neonic uses as restricted use pesticide in order to protect bee and bird populations, and 4. Require DEC in collaboration with the Department of Agriculture and Markets at Cornell University to study alternatives to neonics. And whereas a restricted use pesticide is a pesticide that can be purchased, possessed, or used only by a person with a commercial or purchase permit issued by DEC, and that may be subject to other restrictions on its use as determined by DEC. And whereas the bill allows DEC to permit use of neonics to combat invasive species, including but not limited to emerald ash borer and hemlock woody adelkid. And whereas the Birds and Bees Protection Act addresses a serious threat to pollinators and ecosystems and safeguards the future of New York's food system by banning high-risk, low to no benefit use of neonics, and now therefore be it resolved that the town of Austin does hereby support S699B /A7429, banning neonic treated corn, soybean, and wheat, and most outdoor non-agricultural use of neonics, and will provide a copy of this resolution to our local New York Assembly and Senate representatives, honorary Sandy Galiff and honorary Elijah Reinklin Melnick.
Awesome.
A lot of words in that one.
Person I heard say that name right.
Yeah. I think it's neonics. I don't know. Maybe it's
Neonics.
neonics. I don't know. I have no
Neonics.
idea. I'm not 100% sure, but that's just what I think. In any case, well done. So with that, do I have a motion?
So moved. With
Second.
pleasure.
Okay. Okay, so our neighbors in Hastings brought this effort to our attention to protect pollinators, and we are always happy to do whatever we can to protect our ecosystem by providing protections for birds and bees in New York State. This sounds like some sound legislation. I don't know if our friend who works for the Senate needs to abstain from this one, but feel free if you do. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstain?
Abstain with regret.
I understand, but thank you. I'm sure you support it in your heart, but
Yeah.
not necessarily with your vote. Sounds good. Okay, thank you so much, Martha. And on to the next, number G. Letter G.
One second, I muted myself. A resolution in opposition to New York State Bill A00712/S05389 Act to amend the real property tax law in relation to telecommunications equipment owned by other than a telephone company. Whereas telecommunications property and private rights of way is currently taxable and assessed by the local municipality where such property is located, and the value may not exceed the New York State mandated telecommunications ceilings. And whereas the taxation of this property was upheld by New York State Court of Appeals in the case of T-Mobile Northeast UC versus DeBelize and City of Mount Vernon in December 2018. Whereas the New York Court of Appeals decision was correct and did not overlook or misconstrue Chapter 71 of the laws of 1985 or Chapter 416 of the laws of 1987, which defined the property owned by telecommunication companies that was taxable. And whereas under the proposed legislation, equipment owned by telecommunication companies which has been taxed for many years will be removed from the assessment rolls of municipalities throughout New York State. And whereas the removal of this property from the assessment rolls would result in substantial loss of tax revenue to local municipalities, as well as potential tax refunds. And whereas the legislation is vague and fails to clearly define the equipment sought to be exempted from real property taxation, and whereas the legislation will result in further expensive litigation brought by the telecommunication companies against municipalities throughout New York State, challenging local telecommunications property assessments. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Austin that telecommunications property and equipment in the private right of way should remain taxable and subject to assessment by the local municipality where the property is located, and hereby opposes New York State Bill A00712 IS 05389 and the attempt to exempt the property from local taxation. And be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized to forward a copy of this resolution to the following public officials: Governor Kathy Hochul, Assemblyman Daniel Rosenthal, State Senator Kevin S. Parker, Assemblywoman Sandra R. Galev, State Senator Jamal T. Bailey, Assemblyman J. Gary Petrolo, and Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins. And be it further resolved that this resolution should elite effect immediately.
One
So
friendly
moved.
amendment. Thanks. One friendly amendment, because I think there was supposed to be a slash in between.
Yes, that's what I
A
thought, because I
and
was
not
reading.
an
Yeah.
I. Okay, so with that, I
Wording
have
from a PDF was
have
a little
moved
challenging.
and
so
second.
sorry.
Okay, we have moved in second. Councilman Feldman moved, and who seconded? I missed.
Second.
Okay. Okay, so this second resolution of support was brought to us by our assessor, Fernando Gonzalez, as some of his colleagues throughout the county reported that their boards had adopted similar resolutions. It is important for us to stay on top of the changing landscape of telecommunications and assessments and ensure that our communities get their fair share of this added value. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed and anybody abstaining?
Abstain, please.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. With not as much regret, it's apparently.
Not as exciting of a bill.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay. And up next.
Acceptance of Tree Bank Special Purpose Fund Payment 37-41 Cortland Dam Road. Whereas Val and Michaela Santucci and Valerie A. and Paul E. Skemmer Santucci obtained subdivision approval from the planning board to subdivide 2 existing residential lots into 4 lots and construct 2 new homes. Whereas in connection with said approval, Skimmer and Santucci were required to make a payment to the town's tree bank fund for mitigation of tree removal in accordance with Town Code Statute 183-12G, and now therefore be it resolved, the town board hereby accepts Skimmer and Santucci's payment to the tree bank special purpose fund in the amount of $34,980.
We have a motion.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
I'll miss you, Jackie.
The Santucci Shemmer subdivision was recently approved and finalized by the planning board. As part of their site plan approval, they were required to pay into the town's tree bank fund because of the number of trees that they had to take down and were not able to replace on the property. And in the next resolution, the recreation fees for that same development will be accepted. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Acceptance of Parkland Special Purpose Fund Payment 37-41 Cortland Dam Road. Whereas Val and Michaela Santucci and Valerie A. and Paul E. Skemmer Santucci obtained subdivision approval from the planning board to subdivide 2 existing lots into 4 lots and construct 2 new homes. And whereas in connection with said approval, Skemmer and Santucci were required to make a payment to the town's Parkland Special Purpose Fund for mitigation of impacts on town recreation source resources in accordance with Town Code Statute 200-51A1B and New York Town Law Statute 277-4. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board hereby accepts Skemmer's and Santucci's payment to the Parkland Special Purpose Fund in the amount of $7,500.
Motion?
So moved.
second,
All those in favor?
aye,
Anybody opposed?
Proposal Planet Technologies resolved that the town board of the town of Austin hereby approves the proposal dated November 4th, 2021 from Planet Technologies Incorporated, Germantown MD for an Office 265 subscription for town of Austin email users at an annual cost of $9,979.20 for a period of 3 years. And be it further resolved, the town supervisors authorized to execute any necessary documents with Planet Technologies Incorporated for this proposal.
Motion?
so moved. So moved,
Second.
Thank you. It's been recommended by the town and the village's IT consultant A1 that we convert our email system to Office 365. And this resolution approves that subscription for all of our email users. All those in favor?
aye,
Anybody opposed?
Monthly reports resolved that the town board of the town of Austin hereby accepts the following monthly reports for the month of October 2021, Town Building Department.
Motion?
so moved,
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. With that, we open it up to visitor recognition on any topic whatsoever. Is there anybody who would like to be recognized?
I do know that we have one scout watching.
Okay, so
AJ Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, would you like to be recognized and say anything at this meeting? Maybe you want to tell us why you're here this evening and if there's any particular resolution that you really liked. Do you want to? If so, could you raise your virtual hand? This is how we'll know if we can sign off on your participation. Are you there? Do you know how to raise your virtual hand? Let's see. Can we just like let him come? Can we do that? I guess we can't. Just allow him in. Oh, here we go. Thank you.
To talk, all you need to do is unmute, AJ. There you go.
He's trying to.
Hi, I couldn't find the button for that. I'm here because I'm working on communications merit badge through Troop 49. And one of the requirements is to attend a legislative meeting and obtain a copy of the agenda and explain how that, different styles of communication are used and how that affects multiple people, and in this case, a town.
Sounds good. So do you have any particular resolution that struck your fancy this evening?
Well, good job reading the birds and the bees. That looked like a lot.
Thank you. I tried my best.
That looked like a lot.
I was hoping you were going to say that was your favorite one too, because you wanted to.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. Okay. All right, AJ, you get us to sign off on whatever community service you need. I'm sure you can
Thank you.
find one of us, and good luck with the rest of your scouting badges and all the other things you need.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, have a great night.
You too.
Anybody else from the public who would like to be recognized on any topic whatsoever? And seeing nobody's virtual hand, I would ask for a motion to adjourn to executive session for advice of counsel, collective bargaining, and contracts.
so moved,
Second.
Any questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you for joining us tonight. Next week, we do not have a meeting scheduled, as November 30th will be a 5th Tuesday this month. We will be back with a work session on Tuesday, December 7th, wishing everybody a very warm and wonderful and loving and healthy Thanksgiving. Enjoy, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Have a great night.